Hello and welcome to Dell's Gaming. I'm Dell and this is Kerbal Space Program, where Dell's Astronautics is still working at trying to get satellites up and various other space explorations. So let's have a look. Now, one thing I'll just quickly say is last time my video went a little longer than it should have because I did 2 contracts and I realised I should limit it down to 1 contract or flight per video, which is a much better way of doing this, rather than trying to do too much in 1 hour. I should have stopped it at the first one. So, okay, what are we going to do today? Now, we did open up the ability, I think, to do maneuver nodes. So now we have another satellite one, which is an Equatorial satellite. So we might go for this just to have a play with the maneuver nodes. So we're going to go for this, let's see, satellite, must be a new unmanned probe built for the agency after the contract is accepted. Launch a new unmanned cargo, generate power, must sustain for 10 seconds. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to accept that. Do not click on that button. I keep on hitting that and it's really annoying. So first thing we're going to do is go and look at what is the size of the orbit thereafter. Okay, we can see it there. That's so we need a 791. So we need another high orbit system. We already have one of ours in there, which is a high orbit. So this is going to be a similar sort of build. So we're going to create a HO II so that we know which one is which. Okay, back. So with these, I'm not sure whether we can just destroy them or go capture them again or actually bring them back. But let's see how this goes. Right, so if we load in our HO1, where are we? It was under satellite, I think. Sat HO1 load. Okay, now any things I want to change. Now we had enough fuel, I think, on there. It's more than enough fuel. Now we're going to call it HO2. On this one, just so that when it's in the list we can see which one it is. Okay, I think we're okay with that in general. It's a little expensive as far as a drone goes. It's got more than enough fuel, I think, based upon the previous one we did. Any other changes we can do at this time that would make sense? No, I don't think any of these engines are suitable for what we would want to do. The Terrier, which one are we using at the moment? Are we using a Terrier already? Let's just, yeah, we're using a Terrier already, which is the most, I think if I go here, it's the most efficient engine, 345 in vacuum. Terrible in air, but great in a vacuum. So yes, that's our best engine at the moment. The adapters, which we don't need. Just looking for anything else. We have aerodynamic nose cones, which you can put on the top of things, but we won't be using them at the moment. Oh, how small is the small? Oh, it's a small nose cone. So aerodynamics does have an effect. So these bits here, putting different aerodynamics on them should theoretically make a difference. The one thing I don't think it's got at the moment, or we haven't got, is being able to put detachable shielding or nose cones on things. It's all one part at this moment. These are thermal controls, which we don't need, I don't believe, at the moment, and we're going to rely purely upon our solar panels rather than having any batteries, which is going to be perfectly fine for what we need in this particular situation. Right, okay. So HO2 saved. So this one, let's go to our launch pad first. So we can't use the maneuver nodes immediately. Let's have a go to our map first. Right, let's see the orbit we want to do. Okay, so this is fairly a standard equatorial orbit we're going to start off on. So just going right at initial launch and just getting stable around that 100-meter altitude, etc. So we still own this other satellite. Where is it? There we go, the HO I. So I don't know whether it's a matter of they get taken over on these contracts. Anyway, this particular contract, if we have a look at it, where are we? Here we go. No, where are we? Right, launch an unmanned probe, region designated. So we've got to do 9,000 and a periapsis of 7.1. So for some reason they want a quite a defined 7.9 and 9.1. So we're gonna try and capture those two ones. So this is going to be like an intercept effectively of this orbit is what we're trying to do. So okay, let's get our basic launch underway. Stability on, check our staging. That all looks okay to me, except oh no, we don't need, where's that one there? That there is after, yeah, that's a little wrong. That needs to go together. So we want the injection to happen at the same time as that. We don't want them separate. We want them to be ejected and parachute, ejected and parachute, and then we're on there. Okay, that looks better. Right, so we're going to do the usual little bits, 5 degrees or so initially at 5k. Push that at 10k, push it out to 10 degrees. 20k go out to 45 degrees, and then once then hold that until we get a apoapsis up here on the top left, which is saying about say 100k, and we'll push at that point. Okay, are we ready then? We are ready. On full. We don't have to pull down after initial launch. We'll have to pull down our initial velocity. Right, give this first up a little bit, just a little bit, just to make sure we stay over that point. There we go. Not too much. We're just keeping going up. We want, right, we're at 300, backing off the speed a little bit on our top right, just so that we don't overspeed. There we go. Oh, we just missed our thing. Going to the 10,000 now. I missed our 5,000 point because I was looking at the speed. Okay, let's also need to go down just a tad. There we go. Back onto the equator, please. Right, coming. We're holding at that 10 degrees. Right, liquid rockets, solid fuel has gone. Going a little bit below as well. Just try and pull that back. Coming up to 20, so we'll start heading towards, oops, got our throttle back up again. Start heading towards the 45 degree mark. Not too quickly so we don't lose stability. Right, we're on the 45 degrees. That 90 there is actually not my angle. That's a different figure totally. Okay, we're going to hold the 45 degrees now until we've reached the orbit, the apoapsis I'm after. I could actually, we're at 54 seconds, it's going away, which is good. That's another way you can do. You see, you've got at the top left, you've got time to apoapsis. You can try and keep that at a set time, and that's very efficient usage of your initial burn. Right, we're in orbital now, So 73 we would have orbital ability. Keeping the 45 degrees for the moment. Let's just leave that on there. I did say 100k I think is the point on the stop, so there we go. Right, now what we can do, we can have a look at these nodes. So if I click there, add maneuver, we can now move these areas around to create a new maneuver node, and we can either bring them down. Now we need this new apoapsis to be apoapsis, we want it to just be 100. Oh no, we need our periapsis. So okay, we need to move this around. There we go. So it's just there. Now we move it so it's 100. There we go. So both of them are about 98, 103. That's good. Now if we go back to our view, you can see we've got a burn of 46 seconds in 1 minute and 8 seconds. So if we go back to our ship, and you can also see there is a little marker now on our head with a little blue icon. Now I'm going to have to give this a very small amount of thrust so that I can aim at that. Now unfortunately our system at the moment doesn't like trying to steer without any thrust being applied. Okay, so we can start to apply. We'll get onto that marker as best we can. Okay, we're on the marker, I think. Okay, bringing up the throttle now. Maximum throttle. Now it's not perfect on there at all. For some reason we can't. This has no monopropellant or reactionary jets to turn when in space at this moment, or certainly not enough to make. Now, so we're keeping this burn. We're a little bit not ideal, but 102 on our periapsis is going up, which is good. Trying to stay roughly on that line. Whoops, we've just gone into there. Okay, gone round. 96 and 156. That was a bit shitty, really. That was not a good burn at all, really. Okay, we can now remove this node. So if I click on that and click the X. Right, okay, so now our next stage is we have got to create a, we're going to do this at our periapsis now. So here we are, we're on our, here we're going to do a periapsis node and add a maneuver, because now we're going to have to try and burn to get out to this next level. So we're going to burn. Plenty of burn, plenty of burn, plenty of burn, plenty of burn, plenty of burn. There we go. We can see how that basically almost did a mun encounter there. We're starting to get a periapsis, which is correct for the here of, sorry, an apoapsis. We want 9195, and we've got here see, I don't want that mun encounter. That's, let's see, what we after, 9195, and that is showing as 94. So I need to just bring that down just a tad. 9. It's difficult to see that actually. Kerbal 915, 9195. Okay, just Yeah, I think we can most probably get that on the... Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. I think we can most probably... We've got in 52 seconds. So if we go back to our system here, now you can see we're actually getting some temperature readings here on some of these items. Now we haven't got much liquid fuel here, and we are affecting our system just very slowly here. It's not very big, not big changes. Obviously we're just using a very small rocket at the top to affect our change here, so it's taking a while to get onto the area that we want, but we are heading there. Okay, 4 seconds. I'm going to start the burn now. Should give us more authority. Right, just going to head there and keep an eye on... That's that stage good done. Next stage. Once we start getting around that 9,000 mark, I'm going to pull off. Oh, went a little bit high there. I pressed the wrong button and didn't quite come out. Yes, I think we need to... Let's take out this maneuver node now, just so I can... so click on it and click the X. Okay, so I can see what we actually have as our... Yes. Right, so my orbit is... No. Where's my apoapsis and periapsis? Yes, you can see it's gone a little high. It looks like it's going to head to about 12 if we head on there. So let's go and burn a bit on our retrograde here, just to bring that back into the correct orbit. So not great. That was a key fluff. I fluffed up on the keys. Right, just a little bit of a burn. Reason was, after jettisoning that pod, I should not have put so much. Right, we've got to go for, what is it? 9195. Okay, that's actually, let's see if that's close enough. I think that's close enough for the moment. I think that should get us to there. Okay, the other thing to have a quick think about is, where's the sun? Where is the sun? Okay, I need to make sure that, oh yeah, my panels are facing the sun. That's good. So we're getting fuel. Excellent. Or electricity. Right, now we need to head towards our periapsis. So I'm going to do it in here and not use the warp 2 feature, because that last time we had an explosion. So I'm going to steadily bring it up. So we've got 5 hours. That's fine, that's looking okay. Now we're going into behind the sun now, so we should lose power. So you can see our power is actually dropping off. Electricity has actually dropped off totally there. So I'm hoping that we're going to get back into the sun in a second, and we'll get electricity back. There we go, and there you go. Electricity was back almost instantaneously. So there is a dead time for this satellite. Where there is no sun. Right, we're at 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, into minutes, coming down, just up a little bit. Right, okay, is that our apoapsis? Okay, let's see, that went a little bit... What the hell just happened there? Did we just get an intercept? Or some other thing? No, okay, let's just make sure I am in looking at the right thing. Where is our vessel? Our vessel is here. It's because we're getting sucked in by the mun. The mun has caused us to slightly get pulled in towards it, which is not good. Okay, I'm going to add a maneuver node just here, which is going to be here, because now what we've got to do is move our periapsis to equal this other the setting we need. Right, where it is our contract? Oh, actually, we've gone. It says we've done a fly by the mun. Oh, okay, we just did that one. We actually just completed that contract. Okay, we wanted to get some survey missions on that though. Right, okay, let's see. So that's all we need to do a fly by the mun. Might have to look into this. I was hoping to get a lot closer for the fly by the mun. Right, where are we? Where's our item? Our periapsis has got to be 7991. Okay, so 7991. For some reason it's not showing the other the item. Right, what's that? That's 45. I don't want to increase our... Right, okay, let's go in here. I don't want to increase... That's better. I want to increase our periapsis without actually increasing our apoapsis. That's a little too high. $7,991. That's a good position. That would be fine. Okay. We'll go for that. And we need our inclination 180 degrees. What's our inclination at the moment? 7.2, so we need to get our inclination down a little bit as well. That's the wrong one, I'm thinking there. We can see where it's not quite great on that level. Let's just... No, that's not giving the... There we go. That way should just bring us in. Apoapsis is 9.4. That's gone to 8.2. That's not quite. Just got to fiddle with this a little bit more. No, stop doing that. Don't want to. It's playing around with us a fair bit. I had that a little while ago. Let's get our apoapsis together. There we go. So our upper axis is together, 9.4, which is a little high. Right, but our periapsis is 7.9, and we wanted 7.9. Okay, that's a good enough burn at this moment. I'm going to do the rest of it at the periapsis instead. So we've got a burn in 2 hours and 14 minutes for 22 seconds according to this. So, okay. Right, so if we just gently go up in time, our upper axis is now showing, because our actual sphere of influence is actually the Mun rather than the anywhere else. So let's just try and let's get on to the burn marker. Now if we've got to do 22 seconds, we want to burn evenly either side of that marker. So we want to do full burn for 11 seconds either side, ideally. Okay, we've got 2 hours to so just bringing up the speed, 1 hour. Bringing the speed time warp down a little bit, just make sure we've got fuel, we've got electricity. 32 minutes, 100 times speed. Yep, just let that count down a little bit to a 1 until we get to about 1 minute. Do have to be careful with this time warp, it does big jumps sometimes. 7, 6, 5, 4. Now our maneuver node point has no, that's correct. Okay, just wanted to check to see what's happened. Okay, our actual orbit has gone back. Okay, that's good. Now I can now make, because our sphere of influence has changed, I can now make those little changes I wanted, hopefully. 7.6, we want 7.9. Seven nine nine. Okay, that's good enough for the moment. Now the main bit is, you see our inclination here is out quite a bit. Now it might be best to do that at this point here. So if I add a maneuver node there, ignore that one and do this at our periapsis. Okay, let's get his first burn done. I think the second one we'll do at the periapsis. So 22 seconds. Now once again, trying to do too much in one go. If you were I need to get the habit of doing that though, because if we want to plan some of the longer trips I want to do, I need to be able to do multiple maneuvers and make sure that the first maneuver is going to work for the second maneuver, etc. Assuming I can get it correct. So let's just get this one. So we're after a target of 7991 and okay, one thing we've got to allow for is I'm not going to line up yet. I've got to stay so might not, so I might have to do a 2 move here. So we'll stay there for the second, and we've got actually we've got 2 days and 11 minutes to that particular point of the maneuver node. Annoyingly, okay, right, we'll be doing a fair bit of time warp then. Right, okay. Get close to a body, it may well, obviously our orbit, whoops, or that's a close to the mun. That's pretty damn close. Actually, let's just make sure we're not actually gonna land on this, are we? No, we're going down to 6,000. Going down to 6,000 though. Mun. That's a little closer than expected. A lot closer than I expected to travel. I didn't realise we'd get pulled in to that particular point. Now, has that mucked up our trajectory? And let's have a look once we get out of the sphere of influence. So that's where planetary bodies have a weird effect on you. Let's just get ourselves back on. You can see where's our actual orbit. It's pulled us in, but we are heading back towards our original orbit position. So wasn't expecting that. Okay, we're back on our original orbit. We just got pulled into there. Okay, 4 hours to our next point. It's because our orbit is quite elliptical, it's almost catching it in with the mun. Okay. But it shows we can do this with this level of vessel. We could do some of our other little... Right, have I missed my maneuver node? Where is my maneuver node? Yeah, my whole orbit has changed. Oh, bugger. Right, I'm going to have to take this one out. The whole orbit has changed now. Okay, because of that encounter. Okay, I'm going to have to do add a maneuver to basically bring in our periapsis once again to the right level, 7199. And try and organise this, our angle, our inclination at the same time. Right, let's see if we can get something which gets us roughly in the right spot. Right, let's bring my time warp down. Like that. Let's make sure that that at least is getting us level. Okay, that looks level. Now that apoapsis and periapsis, I want to get the periapsis lined up with that apoapsis so that on the next journey around we can swap them around. So this becomes here. Okay, that's looking quite good. Let's see if I can just make it come down onto the same bearing. Yeah, that's not too bad, that's not too bad. We'll go with that, we'll go with that. Not great, but it will do. Okay, let's see if we can line ourselves up with that roughly. I think we're gonna again have to watch out for no, we'll be okay. Okay, so we got affected by the mun. Interesting. Let's time warp up to that point, 1 hour 16. It hasn't got an estimated burn on us. I think it's a very small burn. Make sure I don't want to miss this. Okay. Wasn't quick enough on that time warp. Okay, let's give this a very small amount of burn. Get this base level sorted out. Let's see how that has affected us. See if we're close to where I wanted. So our periapsis is now 8-9. Okay, that's going to have to be good enough for the moment. It's not quite right. Where have we got an intercept point? That's the next thing I want to have a look at. Is do we have an intercept point here somewhere? Let's just see. I think we do just there. So add a maneuver node at that point. So we're going to retrograde and pull in that way. Right there, pretty much level. Okay, so that bit, this is a matter of mucking around with these so that you get what you're after. Right, that's there. Let's just try pulling these ways. A little bit too much in any one area and you start having an effect. So that apple, whoops, you see how quickly it suddenly changes. There, slight retrograde. Now I'm being a little OCD here and trying to get this as close as I can to a perfect maneuver. That's not bad. Could just do with a little bit more there, and then pull this in here. I think that would be close. That's close to a very good little orbit. And how long have we got? We've got 1 day and 4 hours. Now we have to be careful of the mun, but now because we're inside his orbit, we're accelerating faster. So it might be a couple of orbits to get to this point here. So let's just accelerate and see ourselves move around. So it's potentially we've got to go through a couple of orbits here, or an orbit, to get that point. 4 hours. Coming up to 4 hours. Our electricity is still okay. 2 hours. 1 hour. Going down a level. Don't want to miss it this time. Going to the other view. Where's the sun? Where's the sun gone? There's the sun over there. Okay, let's see if... Let's take all this off so I can aim our ship at this, see if that puts us into darkness. How's our electricity? Elec's still okay. Okay, let's just then time warp up 42 minutes. 30 minutes, 20. Gotta be careful with this time warp. It's caught me out a couple of times so far. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now I don't think this is going to need very much burn at all. Maybe only about 5 or 6 seconds potentially. So we're on the marker. So I'm going to do it at 5 seconds. I'm just going to give it a little bit of thrust on the jet and just see what we get. So it's about 6 seconds. Because it's only 88 meters a second to change. Right, now start coming back about the same levels as we went in. Right, let's see. That's good. That's good. 7-9. Our inclination. Where's our inclination? Inclination. 0.16. Is that close enough to this to get in? $180 degrees. That's maybe the only thing that it's complaining about. Let's see how close we are to this. No, let's get rid of that. Okay, I mean, cripes, we're damn close. I mean, how much closer do you want to get? Right, what's out on this then? What's out? 9195. Okay, we could go a little bit down on our apoapsis height. What's the other one? 7991. Okay, so our periapsis height is a little low, so let's try and get that in range here. Put a maneuver node in here to just get our periapsis height now. So you can see how such a little change makes a massive difference here. Is that saying 8,000? So that's a little too much. What am I after? I'm after 7991. Okay, so that'll get us 7988. Let's see if that accepts that as a valid option. Maybe about 50k or something. Oh, there's possibly a percentage you've got to be within. The polar one I got a lot quicker. Right, okay. First thing I'm going to do is our next area in shade or sun? Set it up now before we get there. No, we're in sun. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Again, 1.4 meters a second. So this is going to be almost like touching the throttle. It's going to be an on-off. So just to make that little change. It's going to be very easy actually to go too much throttle and go the opposite direction and then have to burn the other way again. So we'll just see how this works. 36, brought it down a little bit on the time warp, don't want to go over. And I just went over. Okay. Right. Okay, let's take that out. Let's see how our orbit is now in comparison to where we want it to be. So 719 to 9202. See, that's damn close. There's not a lot you could say about that. And this one here is 991, and we've got 7991.8. We're actually almost frigging dot on. Node minus 799.8. So our only other bit is our inclination is possibly slightly off. So let's am I doing something wrong? Like we're actually swapped over in that for some reason my inclination is these should be flipped in some way, which would mean I've got to be travelling in the opposite direction. Am I okay, I'm gonna have to check this out. I'm gonna leave this in flight. We're gonna go back to the resource center, space center, on here while I go and check this out. One good thing is we fulfilled the fly by the month. Now that didn't give us really very much science, but we did get that, which now gives us an explore the month. Now we can wait on that. We've got another, what's this, another satellite in polar orbit. So we do have another one there, and science data from around Kerbal, which might be a trivial one. And what else? And rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit. Right, we're going to take this one before it expires. The Explore the Mun doesn't expire, so that's fine, and that one doesn't expire. So we'll take the rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit just to fill out our contract list. But our next one is to see what is wrong with this satellite. Now one thing is, I could actually leave this satellite here, and if we get another one that is this way, it's ready to be used if I've got to launch a second satellite in some way. Or we could do it to, say, do a fly by Minmus or some other place. So let's just close this one down. So yeah, I'm a little perplexed on the inclinations. So I will do a little bit of checking. This is this other one that we have to put into place, which will have to be a thing. So yeah, because it's on the orbit, but I'm wondering whether it's actually got to be orbiting the other way around. Is there any way to see which way it's suggesting that this orbit's got to be? Yeah, you see I think I've gone the wrong way on this orbit. You can see it's actually suggesting going that way. We should have had a reverse polar orbit, which is, that's quite difficult. We've actually got to go in the opposite direction of this. Okay, right, well that's going to be our job for next time then, is a reverse polar orbit. Okay, what I am going to do is get rid of some of these debris that I can. Those that I can recover, I will do. That'll give us some money back. That one is actually in space, so I'm gonna just terminate that one. Oh, it's right. Is it got any chance of coming in? Periapsis 96. No, it's got no chance of coming in, so we terminate that. So that's actually one thing, is I would say our final stage, it might be better to reduce the fuel on it on that stage. So when we do the separation, we're still in we're in low orbit or not in orbit, and put a little bit more fuel into our satellite stage, so that that rocket system actually ejects into whilst on a suborbital system, and we get a chance to get it back. So it's SAT2 is going to have to wait. SAT2 is there, we can use for some other process later on. This one here is some debris. I think we'll terminate those debris. It's never done a, although actually its periapsis is 42,000, so theoretically that should eventually burn up, so that should be fine. Or we can recover, and then we can recover it. SatLauncher HO I, that's HO I, which we should be giving over to that other company, and that's our SatLauncher 1. still orbiting around here. That's our own personal satellite. And these imploded debris, are you ever going to come down? 69, see, eventually you will actually come down, because each time you're getting close you're slowing down a little bit. So yeah, okay, we'll hold on. Eventually he will come into flight. Okay, so what as you can see, that's the mistakes I've made today. So what I need to do is a 180 inclination. I've got to work out what it means by 180 inclination. Am I basically going the wrong way round on my orbit? So the things I didn't do is check that out on here. I think I am. I think I'm orbiting the wrong direction, because you can see these green lights, how they are changing. So this next one we do, depending on which side we are when we launch, we've either got to launch north or south. We've got to make sure we launch in the right direction. The same with this one, we've got to make sure we're launching, it's actually wants to go, see if I can see it again, somewhere here. Let's see if we can see the red light, see if you can see what I'm seeing. At the moment our satellite is going effectively anti-clockwise around the planet. And if I just come out of here and back in again, oh that's right, I could just take away the orbits. Bear with me 1 second. Let's do that. You can see their little probe is actually going anti-clockwise. So we want to actually do an orbit in the opposite direction to the orbit of Kerbal. Now that's going to mean it's going to need a fair bit of fuel, because it's actually got a push against the natural inclination. But we have got a lot of fuel on this vehicle, so I don't see that as a big problem, especially if we do a reverse launch. So okay, that's for next time. Hopefully you don't mind me making mistakes. It's mistakes that you have to look out for. You're seeing what a normal person does in this game. It's another long video, so I do apologise for that. Hey ho, but at least it's only one mission. Until next time, have fun.